Hi, I'm Heidi Brown. Welcome to our low impact, gentle strengthening workout. This is a great workout to maintain and build muscle mass. And it's so important to keep our muscle mass so we can keep our strength as we get older. All right, let's start with a warm up. Step your right foot forward. You're gonna bend your right knee. You'll already feel a stretch in your back left hip. Pause here, put your hands on your hips. We're gonna reach our left arm up and over, just reaching over to the side, stretching through the rib cage. Maybe roll the shoulder back a bit. Breathe in. Exhale, arm down, step the feet together, right foot back. Bend the front knee. Feel that stretch in the back hip. Reach your right arm out and up. We're gonna curve over to the side. You should feel that stretch all the way down the side, right into the front of the hip here. You can roll the shoulder back slightly. Lean into it, breathe in. Exhale, arm down, feet together. Shoulder rolls. Bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. For 2, 3, 4, and reverse. So we're getting our shoulders ready for the work ahead, warming up the shoulder joint. 3, and 4. Let's do some plies with arm raises. Step the feet wide apart. Toes pointed slightly out. We're gonna bend the knees. Don't let the knees curve inward. Have the knees tracking over the ankles. Let's add an arm sweep. Sweep the arms up, reach up, stand up tall. Breathe in, exhale, sweep the arms down. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale down. 3 more like this. 3 and 2, press through the feet, and last one, arms down. Bring the feet together for a squat to tiptoe reach. So for a squat, you want your feet straight ahead. We're gonna send the hips back, so this is a hip hinge. As you bend the knees, send the hips way back. The weight is in the heels. Keep the chest lifted. We're gonna start here with our squat. Sit down a little lower and reach everything up. We're gonna do 8 like this. Sit down and reach it up for 2. You can come up onto the balls of the feet as well. 3 and 4. So this is a multi-joint movement. Gets all of our joints warmed up. Let's do 2 more. 7 and 8, right there. We're gonna take it to some knee lifts to get our heart rate up a little bit more. So I'm just gonna have you lift your knees up. Use your core to lift. Keep your torso upright and steady. We don't want our torso swaying around. The movement's just happening in the legs and using the core. So keep those knees going. For about 45 seconds, we're gonna add some arms. Keep the legs going, just reach the arms up. And then we're gonna start to bring the elbows down to meet the knees and then reach them up, just like this. For about 20 more seconds. Keep going. This is gonna get the heart pumping, get the blood circulating, sending oxygen to all the muscles that we're gonna be using. Warm-ups are so important. They help your joints get ready and they help prevent injury. Couple more. Nice job. Keep breathing deeply in through the nose. And we're done right there. All right, so knee lifts. We just finished knee lifts. We're gonna go into some lunges. If you have a chair nearby, you might wanna grab that for a little balance assist. So I'm just gonna have a chair handy to my right side so I can place my right hand on the chair. We're gonna take the right leg back into a split leg lunge. So you'll be up on the ball of the back foot and the front knee is gonna bend. Lower down into your lunge to your lowest pain-free range of motion for your knee. Then we're gonna add a knee lift. Send the leg back, lunge down, knee lift up. So this adds a little balance challenge too. 8 more. Maybe you try taking the hand off the chair. Right here, 6 and 5 and 4. Good. 3, 2, And last one, hold it here. We're gonna do 10 little pulses. So keep it low. Check that the knee is over the foot, not falling inward. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna take it from a lunge to a back leg lift. So you're gonna lean your torso forward, lift the back leg up, squeeze that back buttocks as you lift it up. Right here, we're gonna do 10 like this. Lower and lift. For 9 and 8. You don't have to lift the leg up too high. We don't want this movement going into the low back. Use the front leg and the back buttocks. Let's do 6 more. 5. Now I'm sure you can feel your front leg working. 3, 2, and last one here, we're gonna add a hamstring curl. So we're just gonna, the back leg is gonna bend, heel coming towards the buttocks, and straighten it out. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the back leg, the right leg, and bring it forward. Step the feet a little wider. Have both legs straight. We're gonna stretch out that front hamstring that we just worked with the curls. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward, hinging at the hips with a long back just until you feel a stretch in the front hamstring. Just lean there. We want to keep the back long and lifted. We're not rounding the back down right here. And lift it back up. We're going to take this to the other side. So you can move your chair to the opposite side. This time we're going to send the left leg back, right? So you're in your split lunge position. Back leg, you're on the ball of the back foot. You're gonna lower down and lift the front knee up. Hold for 1 second at the top. Lunge to knee lift. Maybe try taking your hand off the chair. Let's do 8 more. And 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there at 10 little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Add the back leg lift. Lift the back leg up. You're gonna lean forward slightly. This can also be a balance challenge. Lift your hands off the chair. Let's lower down and lift it up. For 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Pause there, add the hamstring curls. Bring the heel towards the buttocks for 10. Lift, 9, and 8, 7, 6. So we're strengthening our hamstring attachment for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. You can move the chair out of the way for now, although we will do a couple more balance moves. We're gonna take it to some more squats. This squat has a heel lift. Toes pointed straight ahead, feet about hip width apart, shoulders lifted and rolled back. Hip hinge here, send the hips back. From your squat position, lift your heels up. So this challenges your balance, strengthens the feet, lower the heels, and reach it up. Let's come down, heel lift and lower, reach, down, lift, lower for 8, and lift, 7, lift, and 6, lift, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, reach it up, and we are done with those squats. So squats are such an important functional movement to master because we squat so many times per day. Just reaching down to pick something up, getting up and down out of a chair, out of bed, toileting, in the kitchen, gardening. All right, so grab one of your dumbbells, and we're gonna hold the dumbbell on both ends. We're gonna do a balance movement. If you're still a little wobbly, don't worry, your balance skills will increase the more you do this. But if you're still a little wobbly, you have your chair nearby and you can just hold the weight with one hand. We're gonna lift the right leg up and take the weight to the opposite hip, so to the left hip. This is also gonna work on your core muscles, so reach diagonally across the body, reach up and down. So with this weight shifting back and forth, we're challenging our balance. Our nervous system is figuring out which muscles to activate to keep us steady and upright. So let's do 6 more here. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. Bring it down, lower the foot. Another option for your left side, instead of having the foot lifted, you could also put a block under the foot. If you have blocks, that's gonna shift the weight to their standing leg, but still make you feel a little more stable if you don't wanna use the chair. So block under the foot or knee lifted, take the weight to the opposite hip, to the right hip, and we're gonna reach it up diagonally across the body. Think about your core muscles. So make that mind-body connection with the muscles that you want to strengthen. Pressing your foot into the mat. Let's do 6, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, and last one of our balance reach. Let's do a little neck stretch here. Holding the weight in the right hand, let the neck come towards the left side. So left ear to left shoulder. And let the weight kind of draw this arm down and the shoulder away. That feels so good. Take a big breath in, come to center. Switch the weight, ear to right shoulder. Just let that hang to the side. This is a nice little neck stretch. All right, head to center. We're gonna take it to a side lunge. So you can move your chair out of the way. Make sure there's nothing in your way because we'll be stepping wide out to the side. So your left leg is gonna be straight. Your right leg is gonna do the work here. Step the right leg out, bend the right knee, and as you bend, send the hips back right here, but still keeping the chest lifted. We're not rounding forward here. We wanna keep this movement out of the low back, bending here, and give it a little push off, and then lift the leg. Step, squat, up, and left. Just like that, let's do 8. And lift. And 7, lift. And 6, lift. 5, and lift. 4, and lift. 3, press it up, lift. For 2, and lift. Last one, press it back, come up and lift. Great job. So these weight shifting type of exercises are so great for challenging your balance. So if you have a misstep over a curb or something, you've practiced your weight shifting and you can regain your balance quickly. All right, let's take it to the other side. Right leg is gonna be straight, left leg is gonna step out to the side, bend the knee, send the hips back. Just a little bend here. If you have any knee discomfort, just make this a small squat. Coming down and then kind of push off, lift the leg up. Let's come into this and do 8 more. 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. So you're strengthening those lateral hip muscles when you lift the leg up too. And last one there. All right, we're gonna do sumo squats next. Lots of different kinds of squats you can do. So go ahead and grab a weight, grab it safely, use your legs to pick that weight up. Maybe even grab 2 if you're feeling like you wanna up the intensity. Sumo squats, we step the feet wide. The toes point out slightly, so this activates the inner thighs. We want to keep our inner thighs strong, and they help to balance us in those one-legged positions And we're gonna bring the weights close to the chest, bend the knees, check the knees. You might need to take your stance a little wider, lower it down, press everything up, just like this. So the chest stays lifted here. And I want you to squeeze the inner thighs together as you come up and lower it down. Squeeze the buttocks and thighs at the top and lower. Lift. So I'm keeping my back upright and lifted for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're ready to come onto our mat for some plank work. You can set these weights down. If you have shoulder issues, you can always do your planks at the wall instead of on the floor. If you have a clear wall nearby, just place your arms at shoulder height along the wall to come into your planks. We're gonna do shoulder taps and leg lifts, and you can do all of that facing a wall. Or come onto your mat, start at a modified plank, especially if you're just starting to build up your core strength. So for a modified plank, your wrists are under your shoulders, and you're gonna have your hips in line with your shoulders and your knees, just like this. We don't want them up too high, then you're not working your core muscles, and we don't want them sagging down low. That is compressing your lumbar spine. Also, you can, if you have blocks, you could even put the blocks under your hands. That's gonna lift your torso up a bit more and get some of the weight out of your shoulder joint. So choose your favorite option here. We're gonna start with shoulder shrugs, and I'm gonna use the blocks. So walking your knees back and lower yourself down into your shoulder joint, just shrug in, and then press up out of the shoulder joint. So using the whole shoulder girdle. Lower and lift. Keep your belly strong and lift. Let's do 3 more. For 3 and 2 and last one. So this is teaching you good form for your shoulders in all of our planks. I always want you up, pressing your torso away from the ground, not sinking into the shoulder joint as you work. So for our next one, we're gonna do planks with shoulder taps. And so if you've been exercising for a while and you've got a lot of core strength, you could do these with a full plank position. Just step the feet a little wider apart and tap the shoulders. If you're starting out, have your knees down, hips in line, and we're gonna touch the shoulders. So the knees are slightly wider apart. They're about hip width apart. And you wanna kind of prevent the torso from wobbling back and forth. So using your core here, we're gonna just do about 10 more taps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna take it to a knee lift and tuck. You can do this on all fours, straightening your right leg out and bringing the knee in. Even as you straighten the leg out, lift up through the belly a bit so you're not arching the spine right there. You can lift up and then bring the knee in, or you can come into a full plank for this one too. Lift the right leg up and bring it in. So whatever you choose, do what's best for you right now, and let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and start in full plank. Lift the right leg up, bring the knee in. We're gonna do 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and last one here. And lower the knees back down. Let's sit up a bit, circle out the wrists. I know that there's a lot of weight going into the wrists. That can be a little uncomfortable, but you'll get stronger as you do this. This is a great hand and wrist strengthener as well. Let's do the other side. So coming back to your position, whether that's table or full plank, take your your left leg out. I'm gonna go back to full plank. Left leg reaches out and bring the knee in towards the chest. Strong core, strong shoulders. 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Make it count and lower the knees. All right, we're gonna take a short rest in child's pose. Let's just sit the hips back towards the ankles. You can have the toes tucked, the legs flat. We're gonna reach it out. Catch your breath. We have one more plank exercise. Let's come back up. And this one is plank with knee taps. So you can come onto your forearms for this one. Your knees will be closer to the ground. You can also rest your forearms on a pair of blocks if you have them. That lifts you up a bit more. So coming into your forearm plank, I'll just demonstrate what that looks like with forearms all the way down. We're gonna start with our knees down, lower the hips, bringing them in line. Press the hands into the mat, lift the knees up. Right here, we're gonna tap the knees down and lift. So you can lift both knees or you can alternate knees. And that's gonna make it a little more gentle. So let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the hips all the way down. Great job. You strengthened your core today. You can stretch that out in a little cobra lift. Stretch out your abs if that feels okay for your back. All right, we're gonna come onto our back side for a little more core work. So this is a great class. All your movements originate from your core. Your arms and legs need that core strength so you can move efficiently. So we're gonna come all the way onto our back, lying down. And we're gonna start with a transverse abdominis press, or a TA press. That's this muscle, a deep core muscle that wraps around your waist and stabilizes your spine. So we're gonna bring your legs up to a reverse tabletop position, and we're gonna press the palms into the knees. Hold for 6 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Nice job. So if you put your hands around your waist, give a little cough, you can feel that muscle activating. Let's do that again. Bring the legs up, press for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower. We're gonna take it to dead bugs now. You can press your left hand into your left knee. Keep that there. Or if you have a block handy, you could even use the block as a prop. Press the elbow into the block like this. And then you're gonna reach your right leg out and your right arm overhead. And we're gonna take the arm down and the leg up and then lower. So you can make this a little more gentle by keeping the knee bent. The knee can be bent and the toe can tap down. Let's start here for 10 and 9 and 8. Keep pressing into the block or the knee. 7 and 6. Whew. 5, 4, 3, and 2. And last one on this side. Take a little rest. Let all that go. I know your core is working really hard. I want you to pay attention to your back though, and don't let it arch up during the movements. And we don't press it flat. We just keep a natural little curve by engaging the abs and not letting the belly dome upwards. So take your block or your hand to your right knee this time. And left leg is gonna reach out. Left arm reaches overhead. Bring the leg up and the arm down to the mat. Reach it out and in. So the leg can be straight for more intensity, or bend the knee to make this a more gentle movement as you start out. We don't want to like overwork when we're just getting back to exercise. So let's do 8 and reach, and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, keep pressing into that knee, and 2, and 1. Take a little rest. Let your legs relax. Let your belly relax. Breathe in through your nose and exhale it out. All right, we're gonna do a block pass, or if you don't have a block, you could just imagine that you have a ball here or a small pillow between your knees. So you're gonna squeeze that between your knees and then grab the block, tap the toes down and reach the block overhead. Bring it back to your knees, tap the knees on the ground, reach the arms out. So we're just transferring the block back and forth. We're paying attention to our low back, keeping a nice curve, but not letting it arch up. Let's do 8 more. Squeeze the block with your knees to activate the inner thighs. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Good job. 2 and last one right here. All right. With one more move before we go onto our side for some side planks. So we're going to take the left knee into the chest. And the right foot can either be resting on the floor about 6 inches from the hips, or you can put the foot on a block for a little more of a challenge. Pressing into the right foot, lift the hips up, single leg bridge here. So you can roll your shoulders underneath a little bit to get a little more of a lift. And then we're going to lower the hips and lift. We're going to do 10 and 9 and 8. Keep pressing the hands into the mat. Keep the neck soft. 5 and 4, 3. Think about strengthening your glute here. 2 and 1 and lower down. So we're going to switch the block to the left foot. If you don't have a block, that's fine. Foot can just be on the ground. And bring the right knee in. Press the left foot into the ground and lift the hips up. Adjust your shoulders. We're going to lower and lift for 10 and 9, 8, 7. So this is strengthening your whole back side, especially that hamstring attachment at the glute. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one. Give it your all and lower down. We're going to roll onto our side. We're going to do just a couple of side planks and then a stretch. So coming into your side plank, we'll start with our most gentle side plank. So resting on your elbow, pressing the palm down, both legs are bent, feet are stacked, pressing into the knees, lift the hips up. We're just going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower. Let's do one more set and add a clamshell. So lifting the hips up, you can lift the top leg as well and lower. So we're going to lift and lower. Let's do 8 more. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Now press yourself all the way up. We're going to do that on the other side. You can lean back, swing your legs around to the other side. Come on to your left side. All right, I like to fold my mat back to add a little more padding for my elbow. So legs are stacked. As you come in to the side position, you want to lift up out of that elbow joint as we discussed earlier, and also your rib cage. Lift your rib cage up so your spine is in a nice straight line to begin with. Press into the knees, lift the hips up, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower. Let's do 10 more, adding a clamshell with the top knee lifting up as you come up. Lift the top knee and lower for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. You did it. Great job. Let's stretch our hips out. I've got one little hip stretch for you that I think you'll like. We're going to do a hip stretch here. We worked our hips in those bridges. So come into a 90-90 position. The front leg is bent about 90 degrees and the back leg is behind you at about 90 degrees. If this is not comfortable for your hips or your knees, just bring the legs in closer to the body. Take your hands over the front knee to start. Walk them out a bit. We're going to lower and lift. Just a couple times here. Keep the back long. We're not curving, we're not crunching in here. We're keeping it lifted. Just a little lower and lift it up. This might be a really small movement for you if your hips are already pretty tight. So find a comfortable position, and we're gonna pause there for a nice deep breath. Breathe in and exhale. So let's do our 90-90 stretch on the other side. You've got your left leg in front and your right leg is back. Bring the feet into a comfortable position, and we're going to walk the hands out over the front leg, lower down and lift up. If your hips are really tight, you may only want to lower a ½ inch or so. Always stay in the pain-free range of motion here. Lift and lower. One more time, and then find a comfortable spot where you can hold here to stretch that back hip. We're gonna take a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose and exhale, nice and slow. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Release any tension in the back hip. And we're gonna come up, and we're gonna bring the knees over into a table position. So you come up onto the hands and knees for a couple of cat-cow stretches to release any tension in the low back. Pressing the wrists into the mat, the hands into the mat, round the back upwards. And then lift the chin, lift the chest, lower the belly. Inhale here. Exhale, round the back, let the chin come towards the chest. And we're not pressing to our end range of motion here for the spine. We're just moving the spine through its current range of mobility. Inhale, lift the head and chest, and exhale, round the back upwards. To come up, we're going to come up onto the knees, bring the back foot forward, tuck the back toes under, and we're gonna put both hands on the front knee, press into the front knee as you rise up. So with consistent workouts, you will definitely start to gain muscle mass and strength. Even a single strength training session can promote muscle growth. So keep showing up for your workouts. I was so glad to see you here today. See you next time.